Hollywood, a place where glitz and glamour often masked a darker reality. For decades, some of the biggest stars carried a heavy burden, living double lives that few dared to speak of. On the surface, they were adored icons, dazzling audiences with on-screen romances and larger-than-life personas. But behind the curtain, they faced a harsh truth. Revealing their authentic selves could mean career suicide. In an era where one whisper could shatter a legacy, these actors were forced to navigate fame with caution, carefully curating their public image while hiding their deepest truths. Some remained silent until their final days, burdened by secrets they couldn't afford to share. Others were exposed against their will, their private lives dissected for public consumption. And a rare few found the courage to speak out, often too late to rewrite their own narrative. In this video, we'll delve into the untold stories of 25 classic film legends who lived in fear of the spotlight's unforgiving glare. Their stories are not just revealing, they'll forever change how you see Hollywood and the legends who once ruled its golden age. Anthony Perkins, the iconic actor forever etched into cinema history as the chilling Norman Bates in Psycho, lived a life haunted by more than just his on-screen persona. Beneath the eerie brilliance of his performances lay a deeply personal struggle, one that he kept hidden from the public eye. Throughout his career, Perkins navigated the complexities of his sexual identity, forming relationships with men, including fellow actor Tab Hunter. Yet, in the glare of Hollywood's relentless spotlight, he felt the crushing pressure to present himself as the perfect embodiment of heterosexual masculinity. To conform, he married photographer Barry Berenson, and together they raised 2 children. But even within the sanctity of family life, his truth remained carefully guarded, concealed behind a facade shaped by the era's unforgiving expectations. In 1992, the world lost Perkins to complications from HIV, a diagnosis he had kept private until the end. Though he chose to shield his reality from the public, his journey of silent struggle and quiet resilience remains an indelible part of his legacy. Charles Gray, the unforgettable face of Blofeld in the James Bond franchise and the intriguing criminologist in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, was a master of keeping his personal life separate from his public persona. Despite never openly addressing his sexuality, it was an open secret within the entertainment world that Gray was gay. Yet, he chose to remain tight-lipped about his private life, focusing instead on his thriving career. Gray's dedication to his craft left a remarkable mark on both British and American film and television, cementing his legacy as a versatile and compelling actor. While many of his contemporaries found themselves caught up in scandals and controversies, Gray remained resolutely private, allowing his work to speak for itself. Even after his passing in 2000, Gray's legacy remains defined not by his personal life but by his impressive body of work. His commitment to maintaining a professional image while keeping his personal choices out of the spotlight set him apart, highlighting a deep respect for his craft over public curiosity. In a world often obsessed with celebrity gossip, Charles Gray stood out as a true professional, letting his talent shine above all else. Durk Bogard, one of Britain's most celebrated actors of the 1950s, captivated audiences with his magnetic presence on screen. Yet behind the charm and talent, his personal life remained shrouded in mystery. Throughout his career, Bogard staunchly denied any association with homosexuality, despite sharing more than 4 decades of his life with his manager and close companion, Anthony Forwood. Though he never publicly addressed his sexuality, Bogard's film choices often hinted at deeper truths. One of his most groundbreaking roles came in Victim, 1961, a film that boldly tackled homosexuality and the harsh legal consequences of the time. It was a daring, progressive move, reflecting a complexity that Bogard never openly acknowledged in his own life. When Bogard passed away in 1999, the world was given a glimpse into the side of him he had kept carefully guarded. Letters, diaries, and personal documents surfaced, shedding light on his long, devoted relationship with Forwood. These posthumous revelations unveiled a truth that the public had long speculated but never truly known, offering a poignant new understanding of the man behind the iconic roles. Farley Granger, the captivating star of classic Hollywood gems like Rope and Strangers on a Train, was one of the few leading men from the Golden Age who dared to defy the era's rigid expectations. In a time when most stars carefully guarded their private lives, Granger broke the mold by candidly discussing his bisexuality in his autobiography. With remarkable honesty, he shared his experiences of loving both men and women, a bold and rare revelation for a Hollywood icon of his stature. During his earlier years, Granger, like many of his peers, felt the pressure to keep his true self hidden. Yet, as time went on, he chose to live authentically, no longer willing to conceal his identity. One of the most significant aspects of his journey was his enduring partnership with producer Robert Calhoun, whom he cherished as his life companion. Granger's unwavering commitment to his truth, even when it meant challenging social norms, set him apart as a trailblazer. Balancing the demands of a thriving career with his personal truths, he proved that authenticity could coexist with success. His legacy as a courageous and groundbreaking figure in Hollywood's complex history of sexuality remains an inspiration to this day. George Maharis was once a beloved television icon, captivating audiences with his rugged charm on the legendary series Route 66. But in 1967, his life and career were shattered in an instant when he was arrested for engaging in lewd conduct in a public restroom. The scandal not only thrust his private life into the harsh glare of the spotlight but also exposed his sexual orientation to a world that was far from accepting. In an era where being openly gay was seen as career suicide, Maharis faced relentless backlash. The entertainment industry, unforgiving and unyielding, quickly turned its back on him. Offers dried up, and the roles that once seemed endless slipped away, leaving him struggling to reclaim the success he had once enjoyed. Realizing that his once glittering career had been irreparably damaged, Maharis chose a quieter, more private life, retreating from the limelight that had once embraced him. His story stands as a stark reminder of how unforgiving Hollywood could be towards LGBTQ+ individuals, revealing the cruel reality of a time when simply being true to oneself meant risking everything. James Mitchell was a master of the stage and screen, captivating audiences as the enigmatic Palmer Courtland on the beloved soap opera All My Children. Yet behind the graceful moves and commanding presence, Mitchell harbored a private side that few truly knew. Throughout his life, Mitchell shared a profound and enduring relationship with designer Albert Wolski, a partnership that lasted nearly 40 years. While those within the theater and television circles were aware of Mitchell's sexuality, he chose to shield his personal life from the public eye, rarely addressing his romantic connections, especially in front of the media. Mitchell's decision to keep his love life private was an act of quiet dignity in an industry often hungry for personal details. It wasn't until after his passing in 2010 that the full depth of his relationship with Wolski came to light, as his devoted partner spoke openly about their lifelong bond. This revelation painted a picture of loyalty, love, and discretion, showcasing a side of Mitchell that he had carefully safeguarded throughout his illustrious career. Lawrence Harvey, a celebrated talent known for his riveting performance in The Manchurian Candidate and other iconic films of the 1960s, lived a life marked by both public acclaim and personal complexity. Though he was married 3 times and fathered a daughter, Harvey's romantic inclinations were far more nuanced than they appeared. Behind the scenes, he maintained relationships with men throughout his adult life, an open secret within certain social circles, yet never acknowledged publicly. Navigating his personal life with a blend of discretion and caution, Harvey embodied the duality that many actors of his era faced, balancing the traditional image of heterosexual marriage with private same-sex relationships. This careful balancing act was not uncommon among Hollywood stars at the time, who often found themselves torn between societal expectations and their own truths. Harvey's ability to seamlessly move between these two worlds, upholding a public persona that aligned with conventional norms while privately pursuing relationships with men, reflects the intricate reality of many celebrities in the mid-20th century. His reserved approach to his sexuality was a guarded secret, shielded from the public eye throughout his illustrious career. Paul Lynde was a comedic genius who lit up American television throughout the 1960s and 1970s. With his razor-sharp wit and unforgettable presence, he became a household name, charming audiences with his sarcastic humor on iconic shows like Hollywood Squares. Lynde's quick quips and unique style made him a beloved figure, forever etched in the memories of fans. Yet behind the laughter, Lind carried a heavy burden. Although he never publicly addressed his sexuality, it was an open secret within the entertainment world that he was gay. In an era that demanded conformity, he chose to keep this part of his life hidden. The strain of balancing his public persona with his private truth weighed heavily on him, leading to years of struggle with alcoholism, a battle many believed was fueled by the pressure to maintain a double life. Despite his fame and adoration, Lind's personal life was marked by profound loneliness and isolation. When he passed away in 1982, he left behind a legacy tinged with both brilliance and heartbreak, a reminder of the difficult path faced by many LGBTQ+ individuals in Hollywood, forced to hide their true selves in a world not yet ready to embrace them. Ramon Novaro, the first major Latin heartthrob of Hollywood's silent film era, captivated audiences with his striking looks and undeniable charm. Rising to fame as a leading man, he was often hailed by the press as the heir to Rudolph Valentino's romantic legacy. Behind the glitz and glamour, however, Novaro's personal life remained shrouded in secrecy. In an era when being openly gay could destroy a career, Novaro lived in constant fear that his sexual orientation would be exposed. The pressure to keep his true self hidden was overwhelming, forcing him to navigate the entertainment industry with caution and restraint. Despite his talent and charisma, he was never able to fully embrace his identity in public, forever haunted by the fear of scandal. Tragically, in 1968, Novaro's life came to a brutal and violent end. He was murdered in his own home, the attack carried out by two brothers during what was reportedly a sexual encounter. The circumstances surrounding his death were both tragic and disturbing, reflecting the devastating impact of secrecy and repression in a time when authenticity came at an unimaginable cost. Yet, despite his tragic end, Ramon Novaro's legacy endures as a pioneering Latin actor who broke barriers in Hollywood, leaving an indelible mark on the film industry and paving the way for future generations. Raymond Burr, the internationally acclaimed actor celebrated for his portrayal of the legendary Perry Mason, lived a life steeped in secrecy. To protect himself from public scrutiny and deflect uncomfortable questions about his sexuality, Burr meticulously constructed a fabricated personal narrative. He invented a tragic backstory, complete with a fictional wife, a non-existent son, and even a heart-wrenching family tragedy. Behind this carefully curated illusion, however, lay a very different reality. For more than 3 decades, Burr shared his life with his partner, fellow actor Robert Benavides. Despite their deep bond, Burr never publicly acknowledged their relationship, choosing instead to guard his private life fiercely. It wasn't until after his death in 1993 that the truth began to emerge, through interviews, personal statements, and documents that painted a clearer picture of the life he had kept hidden. Burr's decision to maintain a false public image reflects the overwhelming pressure faced by many Hollywood stars of his era, when openly embracing one's true identity could mean the end of a career. While his legacy as an iconic figure on screen remains intact, the revelation of his concealed truth adds a poignant layer to his story, a testament to the complex and often heartbreaking choices made in the name of survival. Richard Chamberlain was the epitome of 1960s charm, capturing hearts across America with his unforgettable role as Dr. Kildare. Yet, behind the scenes, his personal life remained shrouded in secrecy. For decades, Chamberlain staunchly denied the swirling rumors about his sexuality, clinging to a traditional public image in an era where truth could mean career suicide. Determined to protect his professional reputation, Chamberlain fiercely guarded his private life, never addressing his orientation despite mounting speculation. It wasn't until 2003, in a candid and heartfelt memoir, that he finally opened up to the world, revealing his truth and ending years of speculation. Throughout his journey, Chamberlain shared a quiet, steadfast partnership with producer Martin Rabbit. Their love endured for over 3 decades, but Chamberlain kept it hidden from the public eye, aware of how an open acknowledgement could shatter his career during a time when Hollywood was far less accepting of LGBTQ+ individuals. When he finally came out, Chamberlain became one of the last stars of classic Hollywood to openly embrace his identity, defying the rigid norms of his prime years. His story, however, is a rare tale of acceptance and resolution. Many other actors of his time faced harsher fates. Trapped by fear, industry pressures, and the need to conform, some never found the courage to live authentically. Stay tuned for the next story as we delve into the lives of those whose truths remained buried, sometimes with tragic consequences. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that reveal the real lives behind the legends.